Today in cannabis news, Virginia lawmakers dispute on releasing people in state prisons for cannabis-related offenses. Colorado sets a new record for statewide cannabis sales, and authorities in Italy validate a proposal to allow voters to decide whether or not to federally legalize cannabis. It's Friday, January 14th, and this is your Trichomes Morning Buzz.
Broadcasting live from the Trichomes.com studios in Southern California, it's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
First up, almost a year following Virginia legislators moving to legalize possession of cannabis statewide, they are still split on what to do with persons who are presently incarcerated on cannabis offenses. The State House and Senate panels entrusted with drafting suggestions for the legislative session that began this week wrapped up their work with a proposition to start adult-use cannabis purchases in 2023, a year faster than previously anticipated. However, legislators said they failed to find consensus on how to address the matter, similar to last year when resentencing measures were omitted from the initial proposal and the topic was pushed to the legislative session. According to the Virginia Department of Corrections, 10 individuals are presently doing time for cannabis-related offenses. Per the authority, all are likely to be released during the following 6 years. Some 560 individuals are also incarcerated for cannabis-related crimes, but have also been convicted of more major crimes. Democrats on the panel said they favored enabling the 560 persons to apply for a resentencing review so that a court could determine if they were receiving a harsher penalty than they would have received if the cannabis offense had not been brought up. However, they couldn't settle on how to deal with the 10 persons who are incarcerated purely for cannabis crimes.
Next up, as per the Colorado Department of Revenue, Colorado generated more revenue from cannabis taxes and sales in 2021 than it ever has before, breaking the past record by roughly 10%. The state made more than $423 million in medical and recreational cannabis purchases last year. Per the data, this is over 36 million higher than the past high reached in 2020. From the start of commercial cannabis retail in 2014, Colorado has earned upwards of $2 billion in taxes and revenue fees. Various sales taxes, 2.9% for medical and 15% for adult use cannabis and 15% for excise tax on wholesale sales and transfers of recreational cannabis are levied in Colorado. Cannabis licensing and registration costs also generate revenue. According to the data, cannabis purchases increased between January and November 2021 in comparison to the prior year. In November, $2.06 billion of medical and recreational cannabis was bought across Colorado, up about 3% from the same period last year. The official cannabis sales data from 2021 will be disclosed in February, according to regulators.
Last up, authorities in Italy declared this week that petitioners had gathered sufficient signatures to put a federal cannabis legalization referendum on the nation's ballot later this year. However, the initiative must still go through another administrative stage before being voted upon by the public. In comparison to other ballot proposals that have passed in the United States, the referendum is somewhat distinctive, aiming to abolish the criminality of cannabis cultivation, but keep the present decriminalized fines for carrying and consuming the substance. The Supreme Court of Cassation notified campaigners of the validation approximately 3 months following them submitting nearly 630,000 signatures for the initiative, which also calls for legalizing the private growing of additional psychotropic organisms, including psilocybin mushrooms. Following the signatures being verified, the referendum will be sent to a standalone constitutional court, which will rule on the initiative's admissibility, set to be revealed on February 15th. The Constitutional Court will investigate if the proposal violates the Constitution, the national budget structure, or global treaty obligations to which Italy is a signatory. Activists believe they have sufficiently narrowed the extent of the initiative to fulfill the legal requirement. If it is judged as legitimate, a vote will be scheduled.
That was today's Buzz. Thanks for listening. For more cannabis news and insights from industry professionals and a place to discuss these stories and others, visit trichomes.com.
And be sure to catch up with all of our other cannabis industry-related podcasts like Hash It Out, Tech and Cannabis, or the International Cannabis Conversation, wherever you get your podcasts. For trichomes.com, I'm RJ Balde.
And I'm Devin Liao. Have a great day.